Hey, you kids, get off my lawn. Unless you're mowing it, let's see your mobile phone for initiative. Do as I say. What's up, a frowny face? Go out and play. Just like your parents did. Just like your parents did. As if your parents did.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to First Gen Gamers, second episode of Season 3. I am co-host number 1, Jed. Co-host number 2, Ashley. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing excellent.
Good.
I'm excited. Today's a different kind of episode.
Yes, it's my fault.
Fault is not really the word.
Mm-hmm.
Brainchild.
Yeah, I thought it'd be cool if we mixed in like some funky episodes that weren't necessarily in order of generation, but maybe random topics.
And I think that was a great idea.
Yes.
So, since this was Ashley's idea, I said if you're going to pitch the idea, you're taking the baton. So
if I'm going to bitch it,
pitch.
I got it. I'll take the baton. God bless. Here we go.
See, there's the rim shot you wanted from the last episode.
I have to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to add it because my interface has a soundboard. I'm going to add a bunch of random sounds. And then you're going to hate me post next episode. And you're going to say, remove all of them, please, from your soundboard.
We're going to end up sounding like a Z100 morning zoo radio show.
Pew, pew, pew. Just random.
I'm just hearing all those sounds like in a chain in my head, like chainsaw noise and oh yeah. And
I will 100% put like the most childish sounds in there too, like fart sounds, because I'm 5. So just so everybody knows.
That's perfectly fine.
All right.
I'm a male. My maturity was stunted long ago.
Well, my maturity was stunted long ago. Yes. Yeah, same. It's okay. Us girlies can be childish too.
Very true.
All right. Okay.
All right. So with that.
Okay. So today we are going to dive into one of the weirdest corners, in my opinion, of gaming, and that is simulators. We all know what they are. It's like, hey, what if you could live your everyday life, but instead in a video game and also make it slightly more tedious? Or worse, what if you could do something completely absurd, like be a goat, but somehow for some reason it's the most fun you've had all week? And that's the episode. So simulators are a genre that I feel like they embrace chaos and they thrive on chaos. There's games where you can run a gas station in the middle of nowhere. There's games where you can sell cocaine, like you're auditioning for the new Netflix series of Narcos. Or you could power wash a super dirty sidewalk until you feel inner peace. And the best part is the game makes you question everything, like your taste in entertainment, your life choices, as well as the sanity of the developers who made them, and also where the fuck did they get the funding for these games. So I figured we could start with super absurd simulators. Who asked for these? These are like the fever dreams of gaming simulators. And so I have a few. Have you played Goat Simulator? Or have you heard of it?
I have it. I have it on my PlayStation 5. I have all of the DLC, which I have not fully explored yet because Goat Simulator is just such a game where it's fun. It's just, I feel like I can only do it in small doses because it is such an insane game. You're running around as a goat, yes, screaming at things, licking things, headbutting things.
Yeah.
Just being a dick.
Why does a goat have ragdoll physics? Why does a goat have a sticky tongue? And why does a goat have the ability to cause such mayhem?
I don't know. It is such a bizarre idea. Like you said, it's where did they come up with the idea of be a goat and be the random agent of chaos and destruction?
Yeah.
In a game that feels almost formatted, which I heard that this was where they took some inspiration for the game, that it was kind of a riff on Tony Hawk.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, which you could, once you start playing it, you could totally see the Tony Hawkness of it.
Yeah. And I feel like this game is the poster child for super absurd simulators. You're obviously a goat, but you're a you're a chaos demon goat. So you headbutt people into space, you attach your sticky tongue to objects, and you can glitch yourself into infinity. So I feel like this game was intentionally riddled with bugs, but not really bugs, because they're glitches that I feel like the developers left in to make the game better. It's like essentially a meme generator and IMO, a fucking culture phenomenon. Just saying.
100% agree. It is every quote unquote bug in that game is the embodiment of the phrase, it's not a bug, it's a feature.
Literally. Okay.
And I think you can also directly trace that simulator game to other bee and animal games that are not quite simulators, but they're close, like Little Kitty Big City or Untitled Goose Game.
Oh, I don't know those two.
So Little Kitty Big City is very innocent and sweet, where you're this tiny kitten and you're going around the city and you're solving puzzles that in a cat way, and it's very nice. It's very adorable, especially if you like cats. It's very adorable. Untitled Goose Game, on the other hand, is what if the makers of Goat Simulator sat down and were serious, and rather than making it a meme, made it a logical puzzle game, but you're also an asshole goose.
Love that.
Like, your job is to piss people off. You solve puzzles by pissing people off and doing what geese do, which is generally be the rat bastards of the bird world. Like I said, it's not 100% a simulator like Goat Simulator is, but you can see the genealogy between those games.
Yeah, I agree. There's definitely some similarities. Okay. So the next game that I picked for absolutely absurd simulators, I haven't played this one, but I looked into it and watched some gameplay. It's called I Am Bread. Why are we bread? Why are we trying to toast ourselves? And who decided that carbohydrates needed an emotional journey? So this game asks a very philosophical question. What if bread wanted to be toast? So you're a sentient slice of bread and you're flopping your way through. Your face says it all. We need video because Jed's face is priceless. And you're flopping your way through it. You know, I didn't even think of, we had just recorded our first episode of season 3 before this, like Weirdest Licensed Games. And at the end, we were talking about Toaster Run. I didn't even make the connection, but this is very like Toaster Run, but you know.
From the other end.
Modern day, yes. So you're trying to land yourself in a toaster. And it's great. Who played it? Everybody played it. It's a great game.
I've heard of it. I've just never really dove in depth to it. So the fact that it's bread that wants to be toast, I would assume that would be a painful process. Apparently not.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm
Maybe
almost
like a metamorphosis.
I'm almost intrigued enough to want to put this on my wish list.
You should. Well, no, actually, I take that back. The next one that I'm going to bring up, you should put on your wish list instead.
All right. What's the next one?
Drug Dealer Simulator. I'm going to talk about it when we get to the section of simulator games that we chose to play for this, because this is obviously the one that I chose to play for this. But yeah.
A wholesome family game.
Yeah. But other absurd examples that I wanted to give are Surgeon Simulator, another game which I'm going to talk about, and Bee Simulator. So literally like you're living out Bee movie fantasies. All right. So let's get into the simulators that we played. You go first.
All right. So when we were talking about this episode, I had picked one simulator game, forgetting about the fact that I had another. So I can talk about 2 simulator games. The one that I explicitly picked to play for this episode is Construction Simulator 3, which really needs a subtitle of Construction Simulator Goes to Europe. Because for no explicable reason, it takes place in Europe. As if that makes it, the geography.
Why Europe?
I don't know. And what's really weird is it takes place explicitly, the story, because there is a story. The story takes place in Germany, but nothing that I've seen so far in my playing of the game is explicitly German. Language isn't in German. Signs aren't in German.
Is there beer?
Not that I've noticed. I've been to Germany. Not that every building in Germany has that so-called German architecture that people are familiar with, looking like cheese houses and, the roof styles and everything. Not that every building looks like that, but nothing looks like that in Construction Simulator 3. For all that they say that it's in Germany, it could be Nebraska. So moving on from that, Construction Simulator is also kind of a misnomer of a name because it's more like heavy equipment simulator. I assumed that you would be getting out and designing a house and building a house. This is how the framing goes up. This is how the plumbing goes in, putting in the cabinets, shit like that. It is more about driving trucks and bulldozers and front loaders and cranes and taking jobs to fund a startup construction business that your main character has purchased. Your main character having been a former video game designer who took her severance package to start up a construction company in another continent.
Why did you choose? I'm not going to judge. Why did you choose this one?
Because it was highly rated, believe it or not. It was considered one of the best construction or one of the best simulator games available for the Switch. And also it was on sale. Not going to lie, the financial part of it was a bit of a driving factor, but still.
No, that makes sense.
But still, it came highly rated. It was like a 4-star game. So I thought, okay, sure. And to its credit, it is incredibly realistic. Almost too realistic. You hit the gas on a truck and it doesn't just lurch forward like in GTA. It's got to start slowly and build up speed. And when you take your hand off the gas, it slowly comes to a stop. So you have to be careful of that. You have to be mindful of how you use the crane and picking things up and loading into the back of the truck. And there are traffic laws. You cannot just whip around town willy-nilly. If you exceed the speed limit, there are speed cameras and you will get a speeding fine. I'm not shitting you. This is a bizarrely specific and hyper realistic and I don't want to say tiresome. It's a lot. Like I sat down expecting I don't know what I was expecting, but when I started playing it, I was thrown off by how much minutia is in the game, which I respect the attention to detail, but dear God, this was not relaxing at all. It's running a fucking business, which I didn't expect. The other game that I can talk about is Game Dev Tycoon, which I already had, which is exactly what it sounds like. You're running a game dev studio. And the whole idea is that it starts off around, I think, the Atari, the second generation of consoles. And you have to buy licenses for each thing that you want to develop for. So do you want to develop for the Atari? Do you want to develop for the Nintendo? Do you want to develop for the Commodore 64 instead? To the Game Boy and so on and so forth. But each console has its own licensing fee and its own audience. And the games that you make have to target that audience. So say you want to develop for the original Nintendo. Fine. Horror games aren't going to sell. Simulator games probably aren't going to sell. But action games will sell. Mascot platformers will sell. Meanwhile, over on the Commodore, RPGs will sell. Strategy games will sell. And so you have to target those. And then when you're developing the game, you have to adjust the content. Do you focus more on graphics or gameplay? What kind of sound do you want? What kind of, the NPCs, the storyline, how important is that? All of those little details contribute to the overall game and how successful it is and whether or not you'll have the funding to create another game. It's stressful, but it's strangely fun. Slightly more fun than Construction Simulator. I will go back and play Construction Simulator, but man, that is a game that requires a specific headspace.
Sounds really boring, I'm not going to lie.
It wasn't what I hoped for. I'm hoping the deeper that I get into it, the more I expand on other vehicles. I'm hoping eventually to get out of the goddamn vehicle. If that happens, I haven't gotten there yet.
All right. Mine are a little bit more intense. The first, I mean, I guess like I played Sims and stuff and Roller Coaster Tycoon, which is technically a simulator game. But more recently, I played Surgeon Simulator 1 and 2, which is great. I actually, like years ago when the first Surgeon Simulator came out, I used to make it a drinking game with my friends where one of us would be the mouse and one of us would be the keyboard. And we would try to play the game like with one person using the mouse and the other person using the other controls. And the game is already super janky as is. Like your hand, like you have a tool in your hand and you have to move the mouse to make your hand go up and down. And it's like your hand goes 90 degrees up or 90 degrees. So the game just, the controls are unhinged. And when you have two different people working at the same time, it's even more unhinged. Doesn't get any better with Surgeon Simulator 2. You accidentally use the bone saw and you sever somebody's aorta and then they're bleeding out. And then you've got like X amount of time to, anyway, it's a great game. Highly recommend. But the one that I played most recently was Drug Dealer Simulator, and I loved it. It's a real game, and it is surprisingly strategic. It's like basically Breaking Bad. So you're a small-time dealer, mixing product, avoiding police, and slowly building your empire. But there's strategy involved. You're managing inventory, scaling up operations, you're making alliances. It's like if Sims went on like a meth bender, and I loved it. It's great. It's great. You're expanding territory, customizing product, balancing supply chains. It's like Econ 101, but drugs, and it's fantastic.
Damn it, that does sound fun.
Yeah, Construction Simulator with peace and love sounds like a snooze fest. Drug Dealer Simulator was fucking awesome. I felt like Pablo Escobar.
And I do enjoy business simulators. For some reason, there is something cathartic about a game where, because I would never want to be a drug dealer, of course, or games like Aerobiz where you're running an airport, or any of those business simulators, even SimCity, you're basically an mayor. I would never want to do that job, but the idea of doing the job in digital form, there's something soothing about it. Just seeing if you could pull it off at a much more simplified micro level.
We should make like an oligarchy simulator game.
That probably already exists.
But we'll like own a social media platform.
See, now I'm wondering if that already exists.
And we'll spread misinformation and try to dabble in like world politics, global politics. And we'll have a bunch of like we'll have like a bunch of children with like 100 different people. And we'll try to take over the world.
Will one of the children be named by setting the font to wingdings and bashing your head into the keyboard?
Yes. Yes.
Excellent. Thinly veiled political content.
I mean, whether you like him or not, how fucking cool would it be to play a game where you could just like take over the fucking world? It's like you're Dr. Evil, but you're not funny. You're just awkward. It sounds awesome, to be honest. I mean.
Yeah. I can see a certain amount of fun in that. Get to work on it.
Mini me. Come to me, mini me. Okay. Then I figured we could talk about simulators that shouldn't work but do. Like, okay, this is one that I have played, for example, House Flipper. I played it not that long ago. It's like renovating and flipping houses, which is like HGTV, but in game form. So you start in like this like fucked up office, and then you have to start like cleaning houses and picking up trash. Then you can start buying and flipping houses. I'm not going to lie, the gameplay is so mundane, but I love it. I play it sometimes when I'm really stressed out. It's like just very zen. Very zen. You could change the paint. You could change the flooring. There are some quests where you could garden, although it really pisses me the fuck off, because if you're just flipping a house, it doesn't let you like mow the lawn or clean up the outside. It has to be specifically like an outside quest, which drives me nuts. Devs, if you're listening, fucking fix that. I have like this beautiful McMansion that I just built, and then the grass is like 12 feet long, but I digress. Or like Power Wash Simulator. Why is cleaning virtual grime so calming?
I have yet to take the dive on that one, and I don't. Part of me wants to try Power Wash Simulator because it does
It's great.
seem strangely attractive, and part of me is like, okay, but you're spending $20 to do a chore virtually that you have no desire to do in real life.
There's also a gas station simulator. This one has business, so this one you might like because you're managing a gas station.
I almost picked that one up. I saw that one and I thought, that could be something.
You know, it's funny because I loved Roller Coaster Tycoon, which is the same thing, but I always had a problem with like people puking because I always tried to make the roller coasters too daring. People would puke all over my sidewalks. I didn't have enough janitors, yada, yada, yada. It's really hard. It's really hard. These games are hard.
Yeah. I remember having the original SimCity on PC, and it took me a long time to realize that there's no way to make the perfect city. You can stagger the rail system and the roads and cover every building and have the not the commercial district, the industrial district cordoned off into a corner, so all the pollution's located way over there. And you could pepper as many police stations around and fire as you want. You are never going to stop the people from bitching about something.
Yeah, that's Cities and Skylines to a T. I have Cities and Skylines because I have Xbox Game Pass. Well, it might not be on there anymore, and it's like fucking impossible. It's impossible, but I love it. It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun.
Oh yeah, they're fun. I love trying to at least keep your head above water, but there's no way to make. You will never get it to be perfect. You will just get it to be functional.
Literally. And then I thought we could end the episode talking about really bizarre simulators that make people question why these exist. And I have specific examples. There's a rock simulator. You're a rock. That's it. You're a rock. There's no objectives, no mechanics, no goals. You're just a rock. You just sit there and exist as a rock.
Like a stone, like a rock, like igneous granite.
Yes. You do have to, it does involve like landscape and Mother Nature, and it has like pretty good, it's 99 cents on the Steam store, but yeah, you're just a rock.
Okay, sure.
I'll read the description. Become what you have always imagined, a rock with no responsibilities, no debt, and no worries. The only thing on your checklist is to exist and watch as time fades away, also to become the golden rock. Like what? You're just a rock. There's also a lawn mowing simulator for people who hate mowing their lawns, but for some reason want to do it virtually.
Going back to the rock one, that reminded me of a game where it's called My Name is Mayo. I know it's on the PlayStation. It is a clicking adventure where you tap a mayo jar. Basically, it's a mayo simulator.
I love mayo.
And somehow it's got 2 sequels. There's a My Name is Mayo 2 and My Name is Mayo 3. It has often been criticized as one of the cheapest platinum trophies you can possibly get, because I guess all you have to do is just like click the mayo jar. But it's a mayo simulator. Roughly in the same vein as the rock simulator.
It has 4.5 stars on Steam with 2,500 reviews. It's in stock right now for 79 cents. On sale, I meant, not in stock. Obviously, it's in stock. It's a fucking PC game. Sorry.
And it's also on consoles. It's on PlayStation Network for the original, and part 2 are 99 cents. Part 3 is $1.99.
Wait, there's a Mr. Masagi.
Like,
use your, I don't know. This is like bundled with it. Use your dating skills to get a well-earned, a well-earned massage through your gamepad controller. Skills not included. I'm sorry. This was included in the bundle with Mr. Mayo. I'm sorry. Wait, why is that included with Mr. Mayo? No.
Are they made? They've got to be made by the same dev. That's the only explanation.
Still, well, come on.
I mean, that's gross.
We know why they're bundled. I love it. This is the best episode ever. You got Jed, look it up on the dev. You got to look it up on Steam right now. You got to do it. You got to do it. You got to do it.
What's it called again? Mr. Masagi?
Yeah, but if you look up Mayo, you'll see it's a bundle on the Steam store right now. I love gaming. It's so great. I want to read the ads. Can I read or the reviews rather?
Go ahead and read a couple because I'm still trying to look this damn thing up.
There was a blurb from Kotaku that I wanted to read, but let's see. It says, all the things that make Mr. Massagy a bad neck massager would also make it a bad masturbation aid. I love it. There is no... It's obvious why they bundled this and Mr. Mayo together, IMO. I love everything about this. See, look at this. Simulation games. What a wild roller coaster ride from start to finish. Aren't you guys glad?
I'm watching the video of it and it is... What the fuck am I watching?
I don't know, but it's funny and I love it.
How to massage. I don't need instructions on that. Thank you very much. What I love about this too, so the slideshow underneath where you could see different game screen, different screen caps from the games.
It includes the Mayo.
It includes the Mayo.
See?
Why does it include the Mayo?
Because you're using it for massage, duh.
Oh, hi, my name is Mayo. Welcome to my apartment. Make yourself at home. No, the Mayo is sentient. Dear God.
This is so good. I love...
Oh God, I'm not sleeping tonight.
This is the greatest. Simulator games.
Whoa.
It has very positive reviews. Wait, it says, dude, you get to date a body pillow and a jar of Mayo. 10 out of 10 would misuse Mayo again. I went on a date with a jar of Mayo and the Mayo's life story touched my heart. Absolutely a must-have 10 out of 10.
This is kind of sounding like a satire of dating sims.
My controller didn't stop vibrating even after I exited the game. I had to disconnect it. Pretty good wild ride, 10 out of 10.
Oh. Yeah,
I have taken first-gen gamers down a really dark path, and I'm sorry.
There's a dating sim that came out in the past year that this kind of reminds me of. It's like My Boyfriend is a Bird or something like that.
What?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a satire of it where you're dating a bird. Oh God, what is the name of that? But just the visual aspect of this is reminding me of it. Hatoful Boyfriend.
What?
Hatoful, Hatoful boyfriend. The description, it's on Steam as well. You've been accepted as the only human student at the prestigious St. Pigeonations Institute, a school for talented birds. Roam the halls and find love in between classes as a sophomore student at the world's greatest pigeon high school. That says it all, doesn't it?
This isn't as good as the Mayo and Mr. Massagy combo.
Well, from what I've heard, it's supposed to be a really good game too. I have I feel no compulsion to check it out, or check it out beyond this. Dating sim, you're dating pigeons.
Love it.
Does anything else that you have as a weird simulator top that?
No, the last one that I had that was interesting was Garbage Truck Simulator.
I looked at that one too. I almost considered that one.
That's it, man. That's it. Nothing is going to beat the Mayo. The Mayo Massagy was a path I didn't expect. I'm going to have to talk about it in therapy.
The only other one that was really just balls to the wall weird was Placid Plastic Duck Simulator.
What?
Placid Plastic Duck Simulator. You know those little, the floating duckies, bathtub duckies, It's that.
Oh, there's a cockroach. Wait, there's a cultist simulator. I want that one.
Oh, cultist simulator. Oh, dear God. I mean, isn't that basically Cult of the Lamb?
You can become a cult leader. Wait, I need to try that one.
This just became Ashley Goes Shopping.
I will play the shit out of that. There's a granny simulator. And it's funny because the picture that I saw on the gamer website is like a baby holding a frag grenade behind like the granny who's like knitting at a kitchen table. Oh, Cultist is a card game. That's not fun. There's a bear simulator. You can be a bear.
In Granny Simulator, there are 2 players, a feeble old grandmother and her lovely grandson. The grandmother's objective is to complete her everyday routine, while the grandson utilizes uncanny violence and pure brutality to stop her.
I love everything about that.
He looks like a toddler and he's holding a claw hammer.
Masterpiece.
What in God's name?
IGN Game of the Year.
Like, this is taking the word simulator and stretching it to the absolute outermost boundary of its
Me as a baby.
Very positive. 91%.
See, we all have granny issues. It's fine.
And apparently this toddler has enough granny issues that he's willing to beat her with 2x4s and throw whiskey bottles at her.
The grenade was my favorite, the frag grenade specifically.
Is that a goddamn laser?
You're welcome.
Wow. See, we thought we had just we had explored the weird rabbit hole of simulator games already in the research for this, and here we are discovering weirdness live.
You're so welcome. You are so welcome. You look so disappointed. That's okay.
Not disappointed, more like confused and scared.
Welcome to modern gaming.
I've never been a PC gamer, but I recently got a much more powerful laptop, and thank you, Batman, friend of mine who goes by the name Batman on Discord. Now I could actually run these things, and now I could actually look at Steam and Epic and GOG and actually want things off of that. And
dude, you need it.
And suddenly I'm seeing that the pool that I am able to dive in is far deeper and far murkier than I ever could have imagined.
The limit does not exist. I'm currently playing through the Silent Hill 2 remake in 4K, and I thought it was scary when I first played it. It is so much scarier in 4K. Wait, just wait till you put your little toes into the world of PC gaming. The possibilities are endless. The mods that exist out there. Woo. Just you wait. We could start a second pod that's just about PC gaming.
I'm scared. I'm scared. This is going to go to some weird places, I can tell.
You got to play Gary's mod with me, and I won't get into it today, but we'll get into it another time.
Should I be intrigued, scared, or both?
All of the above.
Fair enough. Kind of figured that's what I should be. I will admit, mods have intrigued me just as a concept ever since I saw the Skyrim mod. And this is long ago because Skyrim, obviously. But the Skyrim mod that turned all dragons into Macho Man Randy Savage.
I love it. This is like a sandbox game, though, that's built on a modified version of Valve's Source engine. So you can do anything you want. Like there's a Jurassic Park version where you just run around and get chased by like a Jurassic Park T-Rex.
Well, I guess we'll have to talk about that more.
It's great. You just freely manipulate any object. It's amazing.
All right. Simulation games. This was weird.
Mayo.
This was very, very weird. But fun. As weird as it was, the surprises that we have uncovered both in the research for doing this episode and in the playthroughs that we did and just what we've uncovered while we're recording it has made this diversion, this change in format worthwhile.
See, I have tons of other ideas too. And they're all equally unhinged.
We might as well go down all those unhinged roads then. I think this will definitely be a regular thing. Get a generational countdown a month and a more freeform, unhinged episode a month.
Yeah.
And scare the listeners to death.
They're going to love it.
Oh, yeah. This, I think I can see this definitely getting some feedback. People going like, you sent me down a rabbit hole and I don't know how to get back. All right. Follow us at First Gen Gamers Pod. See, I'm still disturbed by the mayo being in the massage game. First Gen Gamers Pod on Blue Sky, on TikTok, on Instagram. Follow me at Streets of Jed on Blue Sky. Ashley.
F that pod everywhere except for Instagram, which is F_that_pod.
And give us feedback. Let us know what you'd like to hear more of, what you'd like to see more of on social media, what you'd like to, hear from us. Twitch starting soon. Twitch starting soon. Ash already does it. All right. Until next time, everyone.